Very good morning. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
you're audible.
Shri Shalin Divetya ji, Dr. Sharad Mehskar, Dr. Meena Chintamani, and Director Manisha, Professor Manisha Phadke, School of Design. It's indeed pleasure to be part of the inaugural ceremony of batch 21-25 of NMIMS School of Design. What I have been hearing in past that that I must compliment you all that you have first of all chosen this institute to pursue the design education, and as a design career, actually this is the right decision you have made, because the future which is coming up, where designers are going to be placed at a higher level in social, economical, and sustainable development of the country, or at a larger level. So, and in fact, after joining it, you will realize that your decision is right. And maybe because, after 12th, there are so many possibilities. Should I become engineer? Should I become doctor? Should I get into legal areas? Because there are so many career possibilities. And design, earlier it was just considered as something to do with textile or something to do with art or so. So parents are sometimes apprehensive whether to send to design or not. But when they get in and when they see the placements which Professor Manisha has mentioned just in her presentation, then you realize that in today's time, how design profession is becoming a contextual, and how it is really leading in so many areas, not only in design, but it is also getting into good administration, good governance, and healthcare, and mobilities and all. So a lot of openings which are really coming in this area. I would have very much liked to come and physically meet you and greet you. It's a big step in your career that you are moving now, where you are going to become designer. But as we all know that the COVID-19 has posed unprecedented challenges actually. And these unprecedented challenges, which are very volatile, which are very uncertain, which are very complex, and which are very ambiguous. Meaning we don't know what is happening, where we are going, and all these which we call the VUCA world, in this kind of ambiguity which we are facing into. But we must realize that whenever such kind of pandemics are there historically, this has forced human beings to imagine the new world order. And when you are imagining the new world order, obviously a lot of creative thinking is required, and design discipline play a very, very crucial role to investigate in future, to imagine a new future, and see that how design can show some of the scenarios post-pandemic, because it is not going to be like what it was earlier before pandemic. Things have changed. It has been explained by Professor Manisha Phadke that how we have adopted the technology. Zoom was there earlier, WebEx was there earlier, but we were not really using it. And suddenly everybody started using this technology. We have adopted so comfortably that classes and everything is happening. So obviously the post-pandemic, it is going to be some kind of hyper thing, which is going to be different than what it was earlier. And that is where the future is going to be. And you will find that your education, which you are going to learn in this place for next 4 years, is going to add tremendous value to face these challenges. Design actually, and very nicely put in here, the humanizing technology. And I would like to touch upon this humanizing aspect a little bit more, that how it has come, the definition of design, and which is your motto is the humanizing technology is design, how human beings are coming up. You see that if we just see that how this whole technological development has happened in past, the four industrial revolutions which we have gone through. in technological development. First one was 1760 when the steam power was invented, and then some kind of mass production started happening. And the second one was when the electric power was invented, which was in 1870 after 100 years. And in this era, this time, when second industrial revolution has happened, the design discipline has emerged because the technology with the mass production, assembly line, automobile, car, and all those things have come up, and they wanted a streamline of production, easy to use, easy to maintain, look good, safe to operate. All these were the part of the way design started coming in. Aesthetics, ergonomics, functional, all those aspects which were coming in, and that is the way in exactly it's 1919, Bauhaus, the first design school, has come up, where form follows function, and mainly making the products which are convenient for the users. The user-centric approach started coming in for the convenience sake. The third industrial revolution was IT revolution, where the computers started coming in, and this was the period when India started becoming economical power. And now we are into the fourth industrial revolution, which is the digital industrial revolution, where the physical, digital, biological boundaries are blurring. And because of this fourth industrial revolution, in the pandemic time, Internet of Things, we are communicating with, all this e-marketing, everything is happening because of the cyberspace, what is going on. And that's a huge area for us to really look into this technology. So the point which I am trying to say is that the design education, when it started, the linear economy was in place, where you take out the material, you process the material, you use the material, and you throw the material, meaning you use the product and throw the product. And this linear economy is became devastating. In fact, maybe GDP started growing because you are using more and throwing more. So that way you see the production line and companies are making profit because of the consumption. But this consumption has created havoc in the environment. And I think that is the shift you guys are going to really take, the direction of design in the future. So this linear economy is which is causing, we see that the life on this planet survived for billions of years. It's only last 200-300 years we see this whole menace is coming up of that we are not able to breathe the fresh air or so. And your generation is more conscious about the environmental sustainability than our generation, because we have grown in a very consumeristic way of using and throwing and all. But at least now this generation has been really thought about, and you guys are well equipped to understand that how important it is for the environmental sustainability, that for the next generation it is better, in fact, you can breathe the fresh air. And I think somewhere this shift of design, I would like to little bit focus on that, from this linear economy which we are talking, and we have worked for almost like 100 years. Now it is time to come for the circular economy. Any kind of innovation which you are looking into, can you really not to throw into the waste, but you can also look into another life, either recycling, reprocessing, reusing, or whatever way. That direction of circular economy is certainly becoming more and more. So what I would say is that this linear economy, this consumer centric thing has somewhere affected on the culture of the country, not only India, everywhere. Because the thing is that if you look into your country, it's so vibrant. It's so vibrant that it's a culturally so many culture, traditions, geographical variations, diversities, food, language, climate condition. Means I feel that it is lucky to be born in India, because there's so much of variations are there. And for the creative people, these are the triggers. You learn so much from the environment, from the people, from the culture, from the tradition which are going on, and you bring it into the classroom and you create a new knowledge which is most suitable. Because if these cultures and traditions have survived for 5,000 years, I'm sure if you bring those some of nuances in our classroom, we can certainly help in creating new knowledge which is more sustainable than what it was when we were just making a product and throwing it into the environment. I think the diversity, you must try and understand that what India is all about. What are its ethos? What are its value system? What they really practiced, your grandfathers and other. What are the folklores were there? What kind of mythological stories which were told to you? Look some spark in that and see that what you can take that message to the world from there. So the tradition, our creative culture industry, the craft industry, whatever it is there, I think we have to investigate in that which was working for such a long time, how we can really use it, whether it is animation film, whether it is toy and game design, whether we are using the fourth industrial revolution in creating the entrepreneurship, enterprise, social enterprise in rural India, and that all migration which has happened and which was a disaster in second wave and the first wave, we have seen that how people have gone back from Bombay and what was a human tragedy. I think because that the opportunities are not there in rural India, everything was focusing on a mass production, mass consumption in cities, and that's why people were moving towards the city. And I think that chain has to be broken, and you guys certainly can look into that. You don't have to be, meaning I'm sitting in Ahmedabad and talking to you, you can sit anywhere, you can work anywhere, you can work with the communities and have a market on internet and have enterprise, meaning that is the way I think business is going to grow. That is the way design profession is going to grow. And the shift is going to be that from mass production, can we look into batch production? Can we get into gig economy where individual person is really working it out in some way and creating for themselves and not have to be dependent? And I think design education empowers you because it helps you understand in the holistic picture. Meaning I'm saying that everybody is important, engineer is important, lawyers are important, but what happens is in design education, you get a bird's eye view perspective. You see the stakeholders which are there around you. You see that if you are designing something, if you're designing, say, for example, ATM machine where you take out the notes for your purpose, you don't only look into technology. You also look into the traffic. Is it going to jam? You also look into the criminal offenses if they are breaking it. You also look into safety. You also look into if it is a lonely place or if it is on the city. So lots of aspects which you look into, and then you come out with design. And what Professor Manisha Phadke has mentioned about that this multidisciplinary approach in design is this, that you will if all aspect you will bring it onto the drawing board and come out with that. So Industry 4.0 has really empowered and democratized and given power to individuals. It is not that one business house who is having a concentration of power today. You coming out from the institute, and I have seen the work which has been carried out, it is making you empowering you to really start something with the help of this digital technology and see that how you can do it. Now, what can you do? Because see, technology is enabler. It is up to us that how we use the technology. Technology is for the good purpose. Technology can also be for the bad purpose. And wherever, in fact, it happens that in society, when any technology is introduced, you'll find that the underworld pick it up faster than the people who are looking into the progressive thing. So how will you really create a scenario which is really taking care and see that it doesn't go into the negative direction and it gets into a positive direction, and we can make it a more contextual in a sense. So the aspect which I am talking about, that from Industry 4.0, we have to move to Society 5.0. And Society 5.0 basically is talking about society, about people, about planet, about how you connect technology for the healthcare. How rural healthcare can be managed sitting in the experts in Bombay Hospital or Jaslok Hospital, or you are doing operation with the robotics in remotest part of Maharashtra or so. This whole interface design which you are working it out is possible. So technology for empowerment, technology for better healthcare, technology for inclusiveness. You know, the India is the second highest in terms of inequality. The gap between rich and poor is after South Africa, India is second. We have extreme poor and we have extreme rich people. But how with design, you can bring down this gap of rich and poor. I think those are the challenges which we are looking into, because design has to improve the quality of life of people. It has to be more inclusive. It is not only for the pleasure for the car or mixer juicer grinder or furniture or lighting or something. It is way beyond. Can we really look into aging population? Our country is young country, tomorrow it will be old country. Can we really look into that, how we can support them and give provided the dignity? So my urge is that you have come to a great institute with a great leadership which is there and great knowledge base which is there. You are coming from the school. You may have had some different kind of cultures and environment in your school education, but when you are coming here, you are taking charge of your life. You are you're going to become a complete human being after 4 years. You are going to add tremendous value in your personality with taking this design education. How you will do it, you will have to take decision. No spoon feeding is going to be done in design institution, because design, there are no textbooks. And because there are no textbook, there are no fixed answers to things. You will be taught to deal with ambiguity. We don't know where, you know the problem, you don't know the solution. With design learning, you will process that and you will come out a most appropriate solution, which is well-informed solution. That is what the design education is all about. It's the process by which you will take informed decision and make it. We don't know the healthcare thing. If you're talking about that, what kind of equipment is required for monitoring your healthcare, but you will investigate, you will go to society, you will collect the information, you will come out with something and come out with the most contextual solution. And that's why the design will play very important role in that. And that's why I'm saying that you take charge of your life. I will talk about some value systems which you have to really get into your personality and see that sky is the limit for you. So this 5.0 I'm talking about, that the design which was gratifying the individuals, that which was getting into branded product, which was more on personality, showing that it is me who is using this brand and that brand, is no more going to be a very focus point. The society is going to look into that, how we are going to be using a product which is consuming less carbon footprint. We are looking into what is the life of our shoes after we use it. And those are the things, that how much it is really taking care of the environment and the people. Those are the shift which is going to happen. So this society 5.0, when I'm talking about, I would like you to Google, please, sustainable development goals. United Nations have come out with 17 sustainable development goals, and that is the future. That you have to look at it. You don't have to focus on all 17 sustainable development goals, but I would like that these sustainable development goals, at least 5 or 6, should be brought into the classroom and should be investigated with that, and it should be taken it further forward. Because this sustainable development goal, with your creative understanding, with the technological backup which you have, which is artificial intelligence, robotics, virtual reality, augmented reality, all these tools, 3D printing, big data, all this will help you guys to conquer the world. In fact, that is what I will say, that this whole VUCA aspect which I am talking about can certainly be looked into. So design is something which touches the life of people. Design is something which takes care of environment. Design is something which is not focusing only on the end user. It is also focusing on producer. It is also focusing on environment. It is also looking into the profit also. So I'm not talking about doing any charity or some such kind of thing. Charity, in my view, is not sustainable. But whatever work which we do, it should support to people, it should support to planet, and it should make the profit. Even social enterprise, you can make the profit. In Fab India, you have seen, is a social enterprise, and I have seen it growing from 20 crores to 3 to 4,000 crore enterprise. It is co-creation. It is coming, people are coming together. You go and work with the community and see that what pleasure you will get, because in this 5 years, what knowledge which you are going to get, what value you are going to attain is not only for a particular state of the society, but in fact the people who need support from you, who are not so what you call privileged as you are or we all are. But I think design can make difference in the lives of people, and that will be the biggest satisfaction if after your work, when you become the designer, and you, even in the classroom, if you say that I have changed the life of 5 people in my life, I think it's a big achievement. Look, the example of Amul milk, Amul dairy, how they have really scaled up the cooperative society, how they have really gone individual person in this Amul cooperative movement, how they have really gone and touched millions of the farmers actually. And I think that is what the design which we are talking about, that which is touching the lives of so many people, to empower them to have a better quality of life, better equality, woman empowerment, gender equality. All those things are there which society is facing problem. But behavior actually, the aptitude for designer is there. That's why you have been selected in this institute, and obviously you will do wonders. But attitude to become designer or a successful designer is also important. So I would just try and give you few tips. I am not giving you a moral lecture, but if you really want to get into few things in your personality consciously, because what is happening is that today, that media and whether it is a television or newspaper or all these things, it is bombarding completely the negative news, that you continuously hearing that it is not possible, it is not good, it is bad, it is bad. And unconsciously parents also talk like that, and the teachers also talk like that in the school, and the child who is growing gets a lot of negativity in their head, and they see that nothing is possible. The moment it comes that nothing is possible, we cannot become designers, because we are creating something, and creating something which has to become possible. Then only you can create. So consciously take out all that, the negativity which has gone from media or people or something. Consciously you see that one ingredient you need to have in your personality is optimism. You are the young people, you're just getting into your career. If you will not be optimistic, who will be? If you will not change the world, who will change the world? And I think that optimism has to be there. I will do it. I have courage. I can take it forward. Discipline. Your registrar has talked about discipline. I think we have to follow certain discipline. We live in the society. There are social norms which we have to follow. And I'm not saying that there should be a very fixed kind of norms. We are always, there is a thin line, how you impose discipline on yourself. Even getting up early in the morning, doing your work, and be conscious about timing and other thing itself is a discipline in life, which can be looked into. Analytical. Your director talked about not creating a herd, but creating a thought leader. I think this analytical is that you have your own point of view. You are not just bhago, 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 and everybody is joining the gang and running away. I think you have to really take the lead and go forward and see that how it's informed information is analytical thinking which you are talking about. So you have to be analytical, you have to be rational, you have to see what people are talking. You just don't get and you have to have a rational. And the classroom also, not for sake of debating, you should discuss with your people, your faculty and other people about what point of view you have, and you should always put your point of view and argue about it. Either get convinced or convince the other person, but there should be logic about it. Respectful. I think respectful not only for the authority, but I think respectful for everybody. Respect for the elderly people, respect for a pedestrian on the street which are there, respect for animals, respect for, meaning that I think that a basic thing is that you need to be humble. It's very important you put your head on your shoulder, because you see humbleness always pays. That if in society you want to project that your one-upmanship, it will not take you anywhere. But if suppose you have a power of listening and your power of empathy, not sympathy, empathy, that you put yourself in people's shoe, I think you will be a successful professional. And that respectful certainly comes in. I think Divetya ji talked about, and your director also talked about, is ethical practice. Honesty is the best policy at the end. And I tell you, shortcuts are never sustainable. And keep it in mind that whatever I will do, whatever I will design, I am going to be ethical in my way of looking at it. I am not going to take up a project which will hurt environment, which will hurt sentiment of people, which will hurt any group of people. And I have to be as rational as possible, as ethical as possible, with the boundaries which have been created, not as per the rule which institute is talking about. That is a different way which you will be following. But I think the ethical practices always will remain important. And the last is the sincere effort. So if you are optimistic, if you are honest, and if you are sincere, you get a power. These are the basic things. If you get in your personality, you get a power to conquer the world. You have just launching yourself in your career to become a designer. You have loads of opportunity. The country, the way it is going, the economy is going, the changes which are happening, I think the design profession is going to lead very strongly, taking to the next level. But another thing I want to tell you is that the design profession is cruel also, that it does not entertain mediocrity. Designer, if you are a designer, you have to be the best. Like in music, you have to be the best. Like in sports, you have to be the best. In design, you have to be the best. You are not going to be worker. You are going to be thought leader. You are going to lead, and don't miss out on these opportunities which are there, because you know, if you miss out classes, if you miss out sessions, or not able to really focusing that, okay, I am now intern in the institute, I will become designer, and by default, but in profession, you know, you will be frustrating. That's why use these 4 years, understand the nuances of design, become a great citizen, become a great professional, so your institute feel very proud that yes, we really proud of our students who have come in. Your parents should feel proud about you, that if you have taken a decision to become a designer, your parents should feel proud. And towards the end, I would say your country should feel also proud that you have come out with a successful professional, and everybody is looking up at you. So my best wishes are always there for you, and please use these 5 years. You have a great 4 years, great leadership in your institute. The way the trustees and other people have explained, I see that there is a very strong foundation of this institute which is there, which is talking about culture, which is talking about tradition, which is talking about sustainability aspects. I think listen to them, try to understand, debate with them if you have a point of view, and become a thought leader, and try and not just to be a kind of follower, but show the industry, show the authority, other people in the governance and all, what is the right way to do things. And with that, I again wish you all the best, and have a great time in your institute and great time in your career. Thank you very much.